Just 5 days ago, Charleston County Treasurer Mary Tinkler was sworn in for her second term as treasurer. I speak exclusively with her about what's next for her office for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Mary Tinkler, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. Obviously, you're Charleston County's treasurer, and just 5 days ago, you actually were sworn in for your second term as Charleston County treasurer. Where are you emotionally?
I am so excited. It is an honor to be in this position, and I have so enjoyed the past 4 years. I think we've made great progress in the office and, for Charleston County and its community. So I'm super excited. I'm ready to go forward.
What has been the progress over the past 4 years?
Well, let's see. The big progress has, of course, been implementing projects like the installment plan. It's been implementing decal issuance program. It has been working to be a voice in Columbia and advocate for law changes. It has been changing the way that taxpayers in Charleston County can pay taxes, whether that's online now with an e-check or, of course, again, as I said, with installment plans. So we're just trying to make I understand sometimes it's quite a burden to pay property taxes, and so we're trying to make that burden as easy as easy to swallow as possible. So we just want to be here for the taxpayers. We're trying to, again, work towards better solutions for, payment. So that's what we're here for.
What issues have your voice been prominent on?
I'm sorry?
What issues have your voice been the loudest on?
Well, most recently, it has actually been to make changes to the statute that dictated how our county offices were to implement the installment plan. So as soon as we implemented the installment plan several years ago here in Charleston County, it was evident that there were things that I felt like we could do better, and it would be easier for taxpayers for this installment plan. So it became even more abundantly clear during COVID last year. And while session in Columbia was a bit derailed because of that, it was top priority of mine and of the South Carolina Association of Auditors, Treasurers, and Tax Collectors to get a law changed. And so I went before the Charleston delegation here, and they were super supportive of agreeing to file this bill. It passed unanimously, and the governor signed it in May. And so now it does require that there be an ordinance change here in the county in order for me to implement it the way that I want to.
Sure.
And so we are moving towards that implementation process. It received its second reading from County Council last month, and it will get hopefully its third reading this month. And so once that happens, I will be able to make some changes to the way that I implement that here in Charleston County and can provide that payment plan to Charleston County taxpayers. So I'm excited about it. It means that I will have a little bit more discretion as the Charleston County Treasurer to help taxpayers with this program. It was almost counterproductive when they called me at some point during the year and I said, you know what, we've got a great program for you, but I'm going to need for you to call me back December 1st. So now what I will be able to do is have a rolling admission into this program. So if you're calling me at any point during the year, we are going to work on that payment plan for you and tailor it to that time of year that you call me. So it's going to be a lot easier. I think it's going to be even more successful than it has been. It has been well received by Charleston County taxpayers, and I think it's only going to get better.
Let me ask you this, Mary. How can you alleviate manual entry and reduce costs by working cooperatively with financial institutions and mortgage companies to acquire a payment data in a format for electric import into the tax system?
Okay, so go back through that one more time.
Yes. How could you alleviate manual entry and reduce costs by working cooperatively with financial institutions and mortgage companies to acquire payment data in a format for electronic import into the tax system?
Okay, well, that's just something that, of course, we have about 32% of our Charleston County taxpayers, their taxes are escrowed in a mortgage. And so every year, when tax bills go out, mortgage companies, are contacting the treasurer's office. And so we're working with mortgage companies to, as you said, electronically upload the data, the parcels that they are paying for on behalf of their constituents, their taxpayers, and then we're able to make sure that gets processed and paid. It's worked a lot better over the past couple of years because what we're doing is we're having weekly communications with these mortgage companies.
Sure.
To ensure that the most current and up-to-date bill is paid. And because, of course, even though tax bills go out in October, there could be potentially iterations of that tax bill up until the time that they pay. And so we have worked hard with both mortgage companies and with third-party payers for those mortgage companies to ensure that it's a little bit more seamless for the taxpayer.
How then do you ensure that the streamlined tax payment processing is maintained by working cooperatively with various departments on hypothetically, a countywide cashiering replacement project?
Okay, so sorry, I'm gonna. How do we repeat that question one more time?
Yes, ma'am. How then do you ensure that streamlined tax payment processing is maintained by working collaboratively with various departments on, say, for instance, hypothetically, a countywide cashiering replacement project?
Well, we are really between our office and the auditor's office. I mean,
Sure.
we are going to be the departments that are going to be working collaboratively to ensure that the taxes are paid for, and again that it's as seamless as possible. I mean, so we're always working to better that process, and whether that's the tax system that we use in our back offices to ensure that is a seamless process. Yes, we are working across the county offices to ensure always that to a taxpayer or to a constituent, it's going to be as seamless a process as possible.
Will you bring taxpayers' attention to the delinquent taxes and reduce the amount of properties in the tax foreclosure process?
We do. So that is the delinquent tax collector that does that. While of course I am collecting on current property taxes, once those become delinquent after the third penalty phase is hit, I turn those over to the delinquent tax collector here in Charleston County. And they do have a process by state law that they are using to notify those taxpayers of that delinquency.
How will you continue to collaborate with outside vendors who will work closely with the financial institutions and mortgage companies to streamline property tax payments via electronic submission? Well,
we will just always, continue to have a better communication. I mean, we're working hard to ensure, as I said, that communication is there, and that we have the most up-to-date tax bill that they are paying on, on behalf of their taxpayers. So, yeah, just continuing to improve communication.
Oh, absolutely. And is there an increasing rate of electronic submissions that will indicate improved efficiency, improved cash flow, and reduced costs?
Is there an increase? Well, yes. I mean, of course. I mean, particularly as we see from when a couple of years ago now, I was able to implement an e-check. So if people want to, not write a physical check, they can certainly go online to our system, and there is no transaction fee for an e-check. They can pay that much like they would any other check that they write us. So it just needs a routing number and a checking account number. And yes, it is an automatic payment. It is an automatic upload to our system. And so it does, of course, help them know that their collection was successfully submitted, but it will help us collect so that we can equally disperse those to the communities here in Charleston.
What is the actual time frame for that, generally when you talk about those, electronic submissions?
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you mean by electronic submission? So are we talking about an individual taxpayer that is going to be doing that? Okay. So typically it's going to be about a 24-hour turnaround for them to, pay us by e-check online, and then for us to then upload that submission. So we're able to upload those electronic submissions the next day, business day.
How will your treasurer's office, that is, collaboratively work with all parties involved in order to bring a cashier system that will continue to streamline payment processing?
We do. I mean, that's what we're always collaborating with these departments in the tax system, whether that be the assessor's office, the auditor's office, my office, or the delinquent tax collector's office, to ensure that we have the most appropriate software for the county to be able to, seamlessly collect.
And do you, by chance, Mary, hope to explore a possible school district implementation of positive pay?
I don't have any authority over that.
Okay. Now, obviously, it's July 1st. Well, it's past July 1st. What can we expect from your treasurer's office this particular year?
Well, this year, again, as I said, we're hoping that third reading will pass for the installment plan this month. And once that happens, we are planning to, work hard out in the community to make sure that taxpayers are aware of the change. And so I'm hoping you'll see my face a lot more out there, particularly now that COVID I've been vaccinated, so it's I'm able to get out there and make sure that you see my face and you're able to ask me the questions that you need to.
Treasurer Mary Tinkler, thank you so much for your time, and again, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome.